So this is our first program, sample program in using array, right? So it's really simple. I just declared the array integer marks, right? So the array is called marks, and it has a element, right? I also have a counter for me to control my loop, right? So aside from that, because the array has to have a constant inside, I cannot just have an integer which is open and I can adjust later. C++ won't accept that. So I have to have a constant integer to be put inside the square brackets for the array marks, right? And it makes sense to do it like this, like I said earlier. It makes sense to do it like this because then every time you want to use the number 5 or whatever number you need for the array, let's say for example later you decide, alamak, instead of 5 students we actually have 7 or whatever, right? Then you only need to change it once here instead of changing it on line 16, on line 18, and on line 25 here, right? So just change it once at constant integer a equal to 5. Alright, so on to line 18. So I'm just using the counter 0, counter less than a, counter plus plus. Remember, less than a means one less than the size, so it's 5. So counter 4 last is counter 4, right? And we always start from element 0. But because it doesn't make sense to ask the user, please key in marks for student 0. So I make it a point to just add 1 here, so it becomes student 1 and so on and so forth, right? Then I just display the respective marks. Here is just for displaying. Here are the marks for the students. This is outside of the loop, right? Then the marks will be displayed one by one. Marks for student counter plus 1 is student 1 will be marks counter, which is 0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, we'll see how that goes. Cool. Integer main C before 4. Integer C counter 4. Okay. I missed out on the semicolon here. So student 1, yeah, as you can see here, my spacing is not that bad, so it might confuse us, the spacing there, 275180, that kind of thing, right? Let's say this is 60, 65, 78, right? Then we'll have right. So these here are the marks that I put inside. Right. Here is the input stage. Here is the output stage. Here are the marks for the students, and we get the respective marks 80, 75, 60, 65, and 78 respectively. And so that is how you use array. Right. So next is, of course, if you want to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, or makes more sense aesthetic wise, right? So that the user doesn't get confused, right? So maybe you want to do something like that, right? 75, 80, 52, 65, and then 52, 14, right? So here are the marks for the students, student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay,